going to begin with a Hollywood film from 1932, amongst the earliest of film adaptations featuring zombies. Back in the craze is perhaps a strong word, but back in a time in the United States history when the idea of Haitian voodoo was very, very popular. So Scott, tell us about White Zombie, please.
Sure, in White Zombie, Madge Bellamy's Madeline and John Harron's Neil make their way to Haiti to get married, and on the trip over they befriend a plantation owner, the name of Robert Fraser's Charles Beaumont, who insists that they hold the event at his mansion. However, he has a sinister motive, having taken a fancy to Madeline, and after having his advances rejected, turns to the dark arts to possess her. He enlists Bela Lugosi's Legendre, as I believe it was pronounced quite annoyingly, who uses arcane powers to poison her and then raise her from the dead as a mind-controlled slave, that being the zombie style at the time. It's left to Neil and local missionary Joseph Crawthorne's Dr. Brunner to thwart this menace and return Madeline to her rightful self, or die trying. It is, of course, very much of its era, which I suppose means I will just have to look past the blackface, and the less than subtle performances on display, Bela Lugosi perhaps being the most restrained, and that's saying something. The optical effects and the makeup aren't going to be impressing modern audiences, so while I mostly enjoyed this, it's hard to take it as much more than a historical record. But at a little over an hour, it's worth that much of your time for anyone with an interest in the genre. Yeah, I don't think I've got an awful lot to say about it, but it's an entertaining little piece for an hour or so. I think the main thing, what we want to be talking about with the kind of evolution of zombies films as they go forward, is the whole Haitian voodoo thing is very different to the kind of zombies you will see in the modern day take on things. While they're still shambling about, but the fact that they're being controlled by one person, by one voodoo doctor or witch doctor, gives it a whole thing a very different complex, and it is perhaps a little on the nose having this guy being a plantation owner and having zombie slaves. It's like, I'm not sure this is symbolism here, or if it's just actuality of what's going on. It's certainly a very different take as what you'd get in a more modern day thing. As a film, yeah, it's fine. I don't mind it. But
well, given that Bela Lugosi's character is called Murder Legendre, Subtlety's not this film's strong point, and I'm pretty convinced it's not trying to make any points, given that, that horrendous bit of blacking up on that guy, and it's just every bit as bad as the stuff that's on display in Birth of a Nation.
Yeah.
Every bit as bad, every bit as quite clearly, that's a white person in terrible makeup. Yeah. Now, you said it's a fairly entertaining little piece. It's a little piece. I honestly can't say I was entertained by it at all, even if it's only just over our running time. The point that I agree with you most on, Scott, is the historical artifact thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't bear a lot of resemblance to what you think of as a zombie film now, but it's interesting because it's how it's beginning, and it's your more traditional Haitian voodoo zombie, in this case being used as slave labour in a way like perhaps akin to the idea of a golem. It's just like a brainless thing brought to life with magic words to perform menial tasks. But oh my goodness gracious me, the acting. Oh, if had there been acting, that would have been fantastic. Bela Lugosi is particularly awful. And I think maybe that's because everybody else is just bad, whereas he's over the top and bad, so perhaps it stands out more. But to be fair, his face is deeply entertaining to watch, because he is mugging for all he is worth.
Yeah.
Mugging and mugging and mugging, which is definitely more entertaining than listening to anything he says or anything anybody in the film says, because not a single person in this film can act. Something which was a big criticism at the time as well. Much closer to the silent period then, and it was criticised for being like silent film acting.
Yeah.
Which I can kind of see as like because you don't have speech, you're just trying to express much more with facial expressions and things. And I think that's
there's a lot of exaggeration going on there. Yeah.
Yes. A lot of Bela Lugosi's mugging comes in. But it's been in the public domain for quite some time now too, really easily available. It's on YouTube, and 8 different versions on YouTube, I think. So it's certainly easy enough to watch, and it is. Yeah, again, it's only just over an hour. It's probably worth watching if you have any interest in the genre at all, because more or less where it began. It developed quite a lot from this point. Perhaps the point it's not really recognisable, but historical artifact, interesting. As a film, garbage. Absolute garbage.
Fair enough.